Dude, it's rough out there. It's rough in the streets. It's crazy, dog.
Welcome to another episode of the Victor and the Giant Fox Music Review Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, the non-titular Mike.
What's up, everybody?
Titular Victor. I'm the Giant Fox.
Yeah.
And we got Mike back.
Hey,
Rob's back up on the wall.
Thank you for taking my place, Rob.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was there for me.
Booty head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right down the middle.
Yeah,
man. So
This
many.
week's episode, we are checking out Periphery 5, Djent is not a genre. All right, before we get into the breakdown, Victor, happy birthday, man.
Thanks, man.
happy
Thanks.
birthday, man.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
34, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
3-4.
Yeah, dude.
Nice, man.
It's, it's not like huge. It's not a special day.
Hey, it's always a special day.
Well, it
for
ain't
you,
like
bro.
I'm turning 40. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm
Right.
trying to say. Like,
Well,
it
that's
ain't
a
a
sad
big
day.
birthday, but
Hey,
I'm
man.
just kidding.
it's a sad day.
34 and sexy, man.
That's
Thanks,
right.
man.
That's right.
That's right.
Thanks.
Come on, show the camera, man. Show the camera the sexy, the smolder,
Yeah.
give him the smolder. Wait, you got a little bit to your left so the microphone's not in the way. There you go.
Yeah. Furl
Yeah,
that
dude.
lip, man.
There's the thumbnail.
Eee.
All right.
There it is.
Cool, man. So you were saying you went out to two places tonight or today, huh? For your
Yeah, I
birthday.
went to Lolo's. What up, Lolo's?
Chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles,
Mm.
man. Those waffles are so good.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
Mm.
Nice,
man.
man. Nice.
Yeah.
Get that Kool-Aid, man.
I didn't. You know what? I just chicken, waffles,
Sweet tea?
honey, unsweetened tea. Dude,
Listen,
I didn't
there's
want to
enough
pass
sugar.
out, all right, dude?
You don't need
Man.
the diabetic special. All right.
Ah, you know what? You need that.
Man,
Nobody needs that.
Oh, yeah. No one needs that. But you need it. You know what
man, I had
I
to
mean?
work after. Like, those portion sizes are massive.
Yeah, they are.
It's just like, waffles drenched in honey and then chicken,
Yeah.
dude, fried chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You're just like asleep on the car.
Yeah, dude. Just paint all inside of my face.
Sliding.
Nice, man.
You fell asleep again.
Nice, man. All right. Well, let's get into the breakdown of Periphery 5. Djent is not a genre. All right. Kicking off this album, Mike summarized the album in a non-critical way in 2 sentences or less.
Dang, boy.
Not as crappy as I thought.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
okay.
All right,
Non-critical.
Victor.
Non-critical, 2 sentences or less.
You can just like stick your pinky out.
There's a lot to listen to.
A lot to listen to. All right.
yeah.
Nice, man. This has been the Vic. No. All right, let's. We'll get into it. I'll use a couple more sentences. So Wildfire was the first track. I had high hopes, on this one. It set me up for good proggy metal album.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I would say it was like, I think maybe it was halfway through the song. It took a like typical prog metal turn to
Mhm.
just like random jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't a whole lot of special about it. There's a little bit of like electronic stuff to
Yeah,
it.
I remember.
But besides that, it was just, a
Yeah.
little, soft jazz kind of vibe, and then just back on.
That's a good description, man. You said typical, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because I was like, I mean, if it is, it's prog, but
Mm,
nothing really sticks, at least
right.
coming out with the first song.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
good, man. Typical.
Mhm.
And then Atropos, I guess that's how you say it. I think
Well
that's how you
said,
say it.
dude.
Thank you.
Atropo.
Coming in heavy, a little groovy, and then sliding into like a pop punk / new metal vibe. And then more into the typical like metalcore thing. What did I put here? I don't think I wrote thong. Oh, then epic orchestral to the outro.
Or thong.
Thong, yeah.
You
It's
know,
a type of thong.
Yeah.
You know, it's epic. So there's the two hills, and you're just riding down the valley. You know?
That's right, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Steamy.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. We love you, Rob.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wax Wings had kind of had a cool, I don't know why, but the best description I could come up with for it was stringy intro. A lot of different string instruments.
Yeah. Lots of stuff going on there.
But I still feel like stringy is a good descriptor for it.
Okay.
You know, I love guitar solo.
Yeah, and string theory.
Yeah, and string cheese.
Oh.
But you know, this one felt like one long song that could have been snapped in two. And I mean, I'm not saying they needed like a higher track count, but they're really, to me, you could have just cut this one in half, and it probably lyrically, I had trouble following the lyrics. In this song, but so maybe those correlated. I'm sure they did. But I felt like the rest of the song could have been like, like could have been cut in half, and then two fine songs.
Fair.
It was still all right though. It wasn't bad. Track 4, Everything Is Fine. That's how it's written out. Chaotic, violent, not in the lyrical content, but in the music. Had another guitar solo. I was okay with it, but I mean, this is pretty front to back.
Yeah,
and chaotic.
I think this was just their heaviest song they
Right.
had. Like, go as balls to the wall as you can go.
Exactly. Rob knows what you're talking about. He's got him in his face.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
I don't think I've ever noticed how like bright and golden yet extremely small his what do you call it, the iris and the pupil are.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because we can see his whole eye. And then a much calmer intro and really rest of the song for Silhouette. I couldn't get this, like, listening to the vocals was like real boy bandish to me.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Backstreet's back. All right.
Oh yeah.
And that was the shortest song on the album, and I probably enjoyed it the least. But it was the only song under 5 minutes at 4 minutes and
Jeez.
51 seconds.
Hardest one to get through, huh?
Yeah. Dying Star. At this point, I am missing songs 1 through 3.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really not a lot to say about that one, except it just continued in that.
Whiny.
Yeah, just
Emotional.
real 98 degrees kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Vocals at least, but yeah, this, what was that one? Was it Dark Sun? Do you guys remember that? It was one we did. We doubled it with an album you guys didn't.
Oh,
I didn't send
yeah.
you guys.
That's right.
Let's see if I can find it. Dayseeker Dark Sun. Yeah.
There we go.
Where like they set you up with like
A great
two-
intro.
yeah, even two
to the
great-
album.
Yeah, exactly. 2 great tracks on that one, and then just not what they set you up for.
I'm so glad.
And at this point,
So
that's what
glad
I
you
was
said
worried
that.
was happening.
Oh, okay.
And then 7, Zagreus.
Zagreus.
Zagreus?
Mhm.
All right, man. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Which, would you guys agree that it's like a prog metal ballad?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it is for sure, but that's the best way I can describe
Yeah,
it.
dude.
Which, and I mean, even the metal part might be a little generous. Prog rock ballad might be a little more accurate. But then came Dracul Gras, which really brought it all back around for me. Probably my favorite song on the album.
This song was awesome.
Yeah. Had a good
I
guitar
enjoyed this
solo
song.
on it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I enjoyed this song a lot.
Nice.
It's different.
Yeah.
Had different segments that stuck out to me. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. And longest song on the album at 12 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yep. That's a long boy.
Yeah, it was it had like a sweet, like tasty guitar solo.
Okay.
Probably also my favorite solo on the album. And as everybody knows that has seen this episode or seen the show before, you get a point bump if you're gonna have guitar solos in there, you know.
Yeah, man.
It was like a great prog metalcore song for the first 10 minutes, and then like just a real gentle like electro ambient outro on the last couple minutes.
Yeah, it took you through some stuff.
Yeah. I didn't mind it though. I was all right with it.
Yeah.
Especially since 10 minutes of the song were pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm.
They earned those 2 minutes of soft ambient music. Then thanks Nobuo. What is it?
It sounds familiar.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like Star Wars, bro.
Nobuo.
Oh, Naboo.
Nobu.
When you said it, I was like, oh, it must be like an anime thing or maybe a martial arts
thing. It could be
thing,
like an anime thing, Japanese thing. I don't know. It sounds really familiar though.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it starts out with a real like emo in sync vibe.
Nice.
Yeah, and then at about the 3-minute mark, it hits like a good proggy guitar solo.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you guys remember the band May that was really big when we were in high school?
May
M-A-E?
No, dude, no.
They were I don't think you would describe them as prog rock. They were, I don't know,
like a Atreyu back in the day, or like
no, not that, not nearly as heavy as
like
Atreyu's ever been. I don't know them well enough to, but almost like like a punk band that like wanted to like do like almost romantic music, so it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
There were other bands like that back then too, but it just reminded me of a prog version of May, that band. If anybody wants to check my work, the song specifically I'm thinking of is Suspension by May. This is obviously a more prog metal, prog rock version of that.
Prog metal's a little generous, I think, like you said
absolutely earlier. And it felt like the vocals wanted to go kind of like what's his name, Jesse from Era, like his clean vocals, how he can go real high but still not lose it into. I can't think of a better way to describe it. Like he doesn't lose it in like the boy band, you know.
Yeah, dude.
The what is it, O-Town vibe.
Yeah.
But these guys, and I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the guy. That's just what his vocals reminded me of.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the album.
Thanks, Nobuo is the title is reference to Nobuo Uematsu from Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Nobuo Uematsu. Is he the creator of Final Fantasy?
I don't know who he is. They just said that the reference is to that. But I don't know who that name is.
I think probably that guy's like either the creator or he was the dang, I'm getting him mixed up. Creator, music writer, or the artist. I can't remember which one. Who he is. But that's cool.
Maybe he's the writer of the music for Final Fantasy, because they were talking about like how inspired they are by the music in that.
Okay.
Those that makes games. Sense then.
Yeah.
They said they've all played that game and they all love the music in it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that kind of gives them a bump for me. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought that name sounded familiar. Yeah, Nobuo Uematsu, Japanese composer. Okay, so yeah, he's the creator of like all of the Final Fantasy music. That gets a full point for me.
Oh, nice, man.
Full extra point. That's pretty sick.
Since I don't usually start off with what I gave the album, I'll do it this time. I landed at a 6 with these guys, with a half-point bump to the guitar solos.
Okay.
From the guitar solos, bringing it to 6.5 for me.
Nice, dude.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
honestly, if you lost songs 5 through 7, cut Dracul, Grass, and Wax Wings in half just for track count.
Yeah.
And probably Wildfire, just to round out the numbers. I think I would have enjoyed the album much more.
Yeah.
But
agreed, dude.
So yeah, I will cherry pick what songs I'm going to listen to on this album. I definitely won't listen to it all the way through.
So
again.
here's the question: is it the fact that it's not our kind of or your kind of metal that you would have enjoyed it more, or like what's the reason that you would have enjoyed it better?
I enjoyed the metal parts very much.
Yeah.
It was the non, or maybe even the new metal parts, but the non-metal parts that really. And I know that sounds it's oversimplifying it, but I'm not into that. Like, I don't almost like. I'm trying to think of a non-implicitly negative way of putting it.
Like you said earlier, like romantic, it's very
tender.
Yeah.
And that's not, I don't go to metal for tenderness, And so for me, it would have been a 10 if there was none of that in it. You know what I mean? But and they just replaced it with more of their, because prog isn't really my genre either, but I can appreciate the musicianship of it.
Yeah.
But it just didn't do it for me.
It's very Asking Alexandria.
Yeah,
or
okay.
There was another one called like Star Citizen or something like that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. It's that type of metal that, which is funny. I feel like that kind of metal came out of
glam rock,
emo metal.
Oh,
yeah.
So
rock.
like, we had. You remember when we were still in the band, Attack came out.
Yeah.
And they were like doing the whole crabcore, and they were doing their whole thing. And then they were the scene kids that came out of that and turned that emo metal into this stuff. They just went like full on into the singing, the high pitched, the whiny kind of lyrics, and all that kind of stuff, which turned into its own thing.
Right.
And it's funny how, because we were still, you put Attack on, and we all joked around about it, but they still had some cool stuff, that they did, and we were like, "Oh, that's sick. That sounds good." Were they the
ones that started adding like the electronic stuff and
them? And actually, the ones that I feel like pioneered it was Under Oath.
Yeah,
they started that that kind of,
but they didn't go as like
electronic-y.
Yeah, like as techno.
Yeah, you're right.
Attack did.
Yeah,
if I remember.
I feel like they kind of like they pioneered it.
Yeah.
And then bands like Attack, and I'm sure a bunch of other ones that started and just went all.
Right. Well, it's metal, so I'm sure there's somebody that's gonna watch this and they're like, Under Oath didn't start it, these guys did.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we go back to Chubby Checker back in the back in his day, and I'm sure he started everything. I don't know, but
it's true. It's the truth, man.
So, what'd you give it, Mike?
I gave it a 5.
A 5, okay.
With the bump.
With the bump,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty low on my ladder, but it wasn't like the worst. It's just not my type of metal, and I know I didn't enjoy it because of that.
Right.
So,
yeah,
if it was like you said, the first 3 songs, I thought the first 2 songs were really good. Third song almost like had some cool parts, had some cool solos and some interesting, ambiance and stuff, and I was just like, all right, I'm still hanging with it, and then kind of just teetered down, and I was like, I can't listen to it, man. It's not my taste.
Yeah.
So I give it a solid 5.
5. All right, very cool. Victor?
I'm giving it a 3.
3. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty low for me, just because like you were asking earlier, what about the genre didn't you like? Like what would have made it better? Right. I think for me, I'm pretty open to other metal genres. Like I love some of the death metal bands. Just
right.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about this. It's like we get to listen to all of the spectrum of metal music.
Yeah.
Right.
And I found that I've liked a lot of stuff. So I know I'm not stuck on one. So it's just for me, it was there wasn't really anything that caught my ear.
Right.
Like Titus said earlier, like it's very predictable, and you didn't say predictable. You said typical. Yeah. And so there was nothing really in there for me to really hold on to.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which is interesting because it's prog. you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. Like even the heavy stuff, it's just like 4 minutes of the same beat, like nothing really interesting.
Yeah. That was a huge minus on my. It's like this song is 8 minutes long. Well, you could have cut it into 4, and it would have been just as fine.
Yeah.
Or 1 minute, and you know,
just blasted the heck out of it.
That's the song.
1
yeah,
minute,
it's like you've
and
heard
boom,
you've heard
you're
the
good.
whole thing after a minute.
It's like it reminds me of the Chariot or Norma Jean's type of chaoticness, you know, where they just get in this crazy chaotic thing, and then it's over quick. And it, you know, you don't even know what you listen to.
Right.
But people love that. You know, certain people love that.
I like that. That
right.
fast, like in your face, and then it's over.
Yeah.
It keeps me interested.
What was your favorite song on this one?
Dude,
was it Everything Is Fine? That was the real like violent, chaotic one. No?
I don't even remember what it sounded like.
Now, what do you think you would have rated this if you had listened to Dracul Grass?
From what you said, probably still a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough to like vindicate it, honestly.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, it was good. One of their better songs.
Right.
But for me anyway, I don't.
Yeah, I'm skipping this, band. Entirely, dude.
Now, I would not have pulled the Chariot or what was the other one you said? Norma Jean out of this, but I mean, except song number 4.
That's what I'm talking. Yeah, just like the 1 or 2 songs maybe that they had where it's just.
But yeah, when there's bands like, I mean, when there's like Mastodon, of course, but even when you have like Invent Animate and I don't think I loved what are they called? Not Destroy the Runner, but that is the first prog band we covered. The album was Pamphlicest.
Dude,
was I there for that?
I think you were on the podcast. So. I don't know if you were there for the episode. I'm not. There's no way it's in this notebook.
I could run through it real quick. Keep talking.
I feel like it's like a shoot the something or fire that kid.
The hero? Something the hero?
Yes. Something the hero. It is. Protest the hero.
Protest the hero.
You guys protest the hero. Nice.
I didn't love that whole thing. There was some stuff that I did like, but
yeah,
when you have bands that are at least, I mean, you can't say that it wasn't as typical and linear.
No, dude, it was very interesting. A lot of things on there.
So with this band, what I would imagine is people who get it, who get their music, love it and really enjoy it. I just don't think we're those guys.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I say we get out of here, guys.
Let's get out of here,
man.
y'all.
Yeah.
All right. This has been the Victor and the Giant Fox music review podcast. Excuse me. If you like what you heard, we drop a new episode every 2 weeks where we review a recent release in the heavy music world. Rob. There he is.
Crazy, Rob. Man.
Crazy. I don't know if you
I saw it.
Well, I know you saw, but I don't know if you were there when we established that definitely is just one big corrective lens on his hood. Yeah.
Rob is blind.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I got it.
It's like a Coke bottle dome.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you like what you heard, you can like, subscribe, comment. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on audio, we'd appreciate a rate, a review, share it with somebody. Anybody you think would enjoy it, we'd appreciate it. And it's free to you. It helps us out. So we really appreciate that. Yeah, man. I think with that, let's just play that outro music.
Okay, man.